A bit of lime, so. You know, if you slow down when you're eating and just think about how precious this moment is, it really helps with the enjoyment factor. You have to realize 6,000 children every single day die from starvation. They haven't got enough food to eat, and so the last thought that enters their mind as the breath gasping from their body is finally deflated, they're just wishing they had some food. And so when you have your fruit salad, just realize you are blessed. Each bite is a gift from the heavens. I put sour cream on there and it actually works. I was a little skeptical, but sour cream and fruit salad, highly recommended. I used to work with this Aboriginal man, and he asked me, why do sports stars say all credit to God when they win a match? He didn't understand that, because it's like they did the work. The athlete, they're the ones who kick the ball really good. So why is he thanking someone else when he's the one? It's obvious he's the one who did the work. And what I explained is the athlete is implying that they followed a set of rules that led them to that place where they were good at kicking that ball. It was because they followed those set of rules and that set of community from those rules, that's why they were good at the sport. It wasn't like the creator was the one that just became host of the body and made them kick that ball into the hole. It was simply that the fact that they showed restraint on certain impulses which were advised by Christian religion, that's why they're good at the game. And if you don't believe in something, you fall for anything. That's how it goes. It's very interesting. A lot of Australians don't... Yes, very interesting. Thank you, Sadie. They don't pay attention to what's happening on American culture. As in, they just follow like the TV or like the Fox News, but they don't actually... They're not on Twitter. At X, that's a wild place. Does anyone here go on X, on Twitter? That's a wild place. It's very fascinating to see the cultural trends. And the Western world, as in, you know, Western European world, is becoming more right-wing. Yeah, it's insane. And I feel like Australia, it stays kind of stagnant. Like, a lot of the cultural customs here are still in the late 90s. Like, it's still all about, you know, just partying and barbecues and, like, European cars, you know? And it's like, dude, get with the program. Like, these days, it's cool not to be in debt. It's cool to be like a teetotaler. Being a teetotaler is cool now in the US. Like, just someone that just does a bit of caffeine and nicotine and works hard and stuff. That's the whole new age. Like, people that rely on booze and stuff to be social, that just kind of shows you're a bit of a sod, you know? It means you're kind of lazy if you need to be on booze to be fun. And also, it's become a lot like trad life is in vogue. So the idea of like homesteading and traditional gender roles and having children is cool again. I drink, yes. I usually have 2 drinks a week, like 1 glass of beer and a nip of Hennessy cognac. However, I do not drink to excess. I will never have more than 2 standard drinks in a day. Yeah, like I had a Kilkenny yesterday at this Irish bar in Mornington, but I did think about it very seriously. I'm eating fruit salad, which is mainly comprised of rock melon, with a little bit of mango and a few blueberries, and a little bit of sour cream and a bit of fresh Tahitian lime on there. And I'm in a tent in my backyard because it's quite sunny, and I just put it up because I wanted to check how big it is and see if it's suitable to go to the beach, because we went to the beach this afternoon and it was quite sunny. So I wanted to get the old tent and see if it's applicable to use at the beach next time, but it's far too big. But I end up just keeping it out just so I can hang out in there. I feel like I've got a little sanctuary, you know? So I'm just hanging out in my tent in the backyard, just feeling like I'm a little kid. You ate this yesterday, this particular concoction of mango and rock melon and blueberries and fresh lime and sour cream. You ate that exactly. I find that hard to believe. I thought I was quite unique with my food choice, Sadie. Now you make me feel like I'm an average peasant. Thank you for slapping back into reality, because I can be a little bit egotistical. I can be a little bit arrogant, and I must admit that. Thank you for humbling me. And the honey. Did I mention honey? Yeah, another thing about sour cream, I recommend it. A little bit of tartness, it really contrasts with the sweetness. Another thing about American culture on Twitter, which is pretty interesting, is that porn stars and like OnlyFans and stuff, they cop a lot of flack. As in, it's become socially acceptable now to talk about some of the social repercussions of the porn culture and how it isn't actually beneficial for the individual or the family unit as a whole, and that has ripple effects on society, economic, and various other factors, including just general morale and motivation levels. You know, a lot of people, they find the subject very, very triggering. They get very defensive, and I find that fascinating. It actually encourages me to want to dig at this. What food? The fruit salad? Yeah, I agree. It's really good. It's really good. I just don't like to get like too excited about food, because I think that can be a trap. I think it can be a trap to be so excited about food, because food is supposed to be fuel so that you can do stuff. You can serve your community. You can create art. You can build things. Like, food isn't supposed to be the final destination. It's supposed to be just petrol. It's like, imagine if you like cars, but then all you really care about is the petrol, you know? Like, the petrol is just the thing you put into it to make it go. It's not the be all end all. Yeah, it's wonderful to have healthier food and to appreciate it, but it can be just a little bit decadent. And, you know, look what happened to the German and French and English Empire, and even the American Empire, is they started to fall as they got too decadent. And to be decadent means that you are over-fixating on the luxuries of life, and that can distract from the core messages of humanity. So it's good to appreciate the finer things, but not make that your focal point of existence, because you can be missed out on the big picture. And luxury, it doesn't work when you overdo it. You know, it's like, I bet you there's a lot of like upper middle class people that go to fine dining restaurants 4-5 days a week, and to them, they don't feel any emotion. They don't feel any excitement because they've overdone the luxury. So luxury is supposed to be once off or once in a while. If it becomes a normal, then it's no longer luxury. So it defeats the purpose. And the problem is with food, is if you eat too much or overcomplicate it, it can take away from your ability to think, and you're missing out on things. Like if you overeat, you feel like you're in a food coma, and then you may miss out on opportunities. Kind of similar to being hungover. If you're in a food coma, you're in a place where you're not being able to be in the present and actually access parts of your brain to allow you to actually make the most of the situation. And life is fleeting. It goes quickly. You'll be surprised how quickly life goes, and so you really need to capitalize on the moment and grasp by the neck, and don't let go, because it's very shocking how quickly it may pass by. So you want to be able to actually taste each moment to its full capacity and not stifle your ability to feel. And so when you're overeating or just overcomplicating food, you may miss out on the big picture. Like a lot of people, they travel all the time. They go to Rome, they go to Barcelona, they go to Copenhagen, they go to Sicily. But they are constantly waiting for the next thing. They're like, I can't wait to go to this club. I can't wait to go shopping. I can't wait to, flirt with this person and mess with their emotions. And so they're always going to the next thing. They can't actually be. They're just like kind of frantic. And who cares if you can just say you've done it? Like, how many people do you know they've traveled the whole world, but they didn't really change? They didn't grow. They didn't really earn any stripes of recognition. It's like some people, they're 65 years old, they say, well, I know anything better than those young folks. But they spent their whole life like watching TV and like trying to seduce people from lower classes. So they didn't really live. Who's to say just because someone's older doesn't mean they're wiser? You can go through a lot of things but not really live, because you're not healthy, and you don't know anything about mindfulness and being in the present. Maybe you're overeating, maybe you're not doing any sports like me. I haven't done much sports lately, and so I've been kind of mindless because I need that stress. I need the stress of physical exertion to be able to get the neurons firing. Because if you don't get the neurons firing, you're just kind of like in that movie Click. Yeah, not many people have goals. Yeah, you got to have goals. You can't just say I want to travel and have fun, because having fun, like, that's not clear. It's not clear to say have fun, and then if you're having fun, just if that's your primary objective, or making money, then you're gonna be at the mercy of a tyrant that will sway you, and they'll pull you in each direction. You may think that you are living your own life, but most people are living someone else's dream. They've had this very loose goal, and they've been at the mercy of a sociopath, of a psychopath, that's kind of pulled their strings and dictated their subconscious reality, and actually told them what to believe, who to idolize. Thoughts on being your age and knowing life is over. Well, I don't really understand the question, but being your age, that's a bit of a tricky question, because some people's biological age is different to their actual age, depending on their genetics and lifestyle. Like, for example, I know people who are 23, but they look 36 because they pissheads. They've had their double jabs, and they're just, their parents fed them formula, and they're on TV since they were 3. I don't know what naturalist is. Live life not over even when you pass by. Yeah, well, I do think people need to act their age, as in, like, they should strive to be serious, as in they should strive to have some maturity, because responsibility I always stutter over this. What the fuck's wrong with me? Sorry for swearing. responsibility shall set you free. As in, when you have a lot of things and people who depend on you, you feel better about yourself in the long run, because like right now I'm just away from my baby and I've got the day off work and I'm just sitting in a tent in my backyard eating a fruit salad, and I feel like $1,000,000 because I've done a lot of hard things, and so I'm able to appreciate the little things. Like, because I have a demanding infant child and I've got a Jewish Russian wife, and I left states to be with her family, and I had to drop my job, and now I'm on a much less salary and a much lower job description, and I had to leave my house, and it was really stressful, and I left all my family in Queensland, and I don't know anyone around here. This is all just built character. I've built stripes. I've built like character because of the fact that I've welcomed the responsibility. I've welcomed the adversity. And so it's enabled me to like have thick skin, whereby I don't really care about little things, because I've voluntarily welcomed hardship, so that when new little things come, it's not that big of a deal. It washes over me like a breeze. Whereas people who avoid hardship, one little bad thing happens and they just roll over and cry and put their head in the sand. So it's a good thing to be a Nietzschean. A Nietzschean is someone who welcomes adversity because knows that's the only thing. Sickness, poverty, those are the only times you really grow and learn to be a man or a woman. But I do think women should be more protected than men. I don't think it's good for women to just have a life of suffering, because women need to be a little bit more graceful than men. And traumatized women can just be it's hard for them, because it's only been quite recently they've had to be that way. Because in the past, no, it's just an afternoon snack. What's with all the fucking questions, mate? You writing a book? Is that my dinner? It's bloody 6 o'clock in the evening. I wasn't really offended by that. I was just playing around. I was just kind of like, just thinking it was a kind of relevant question, because you can see it's sunny still. So why would you assume this is dinner? Maybe you're just creating conversation. Yeah, I was being a bit harsh. I'm gonna go check on my wife. See you guys. My baby. Make sure she's going to bed okay. You're cute too, CBA 3214DDD JDJJ31.